I'm Mark, and this is Wisdom and Knowledge 5. And this week, I want to discuss what is going on in the world. And when you see things transpiring, across the world, especially in, the US where I live, agendas are rolling out at, rapid fire speed, so to speak. And they are, not for humanity. And the thing that gets me is there's so many people out here where I live that are like, gotta get into the politics, gotta get into the politics, gotta worship the politics. The politics are a way out. And it is dividing humanity. It is, pitting people against each other, and people are, given a false hope from politicians who don't have their, best interests at heart, who are, bought and sold by the special interest groups who are all part of the same club. And it's not, you know, what we as humanity is called to do. Now, there's people across the world standing up left and right to this inhumane agenda. Yes, it is the inhumane agenda. So people out there who are like, oh, I can't believe what Trump is doing. Oh my gosh, I got to focus on what Trump is just one person that is, part of this. When you focus on what he's doing, you're not taking a stand whatsoever for humanity because you're in denial that Trump is, you know, uh, ushering in things. And there's people who are, one side, and they're like, you know, so happy about a digital ID where you can be completely controlled. And then they're like, no, Trump's not ushering that in. Yes, he is ushering that in by you actually not taking a stand and focusing on Trump. You're not taking a stand against the digital ID and everything. And it's so obvious. Look at the people he's aligned with. Palantir, you name it. Bill Gates, Larry Ellison, whoever it may be, whether it be Palantir, Oracle, Bill Gates, you name it, you know, uh, it is ushering in this digital ID, which is already out in UK, and people are standing up by the millions, you know, there against it. So we as humanity, you know, have the power. We have a power to stand up to this. We have the power to, speak out against it, like myself and many others are doing. We outnumber them. We outnumber the ones trying to rule over us, whether it be, the World Economic Forum, the, UN, you name it, and we have the power to stand for humanity, stand against what is wrong in this world. And that's what it takes. That is exactly what it takes. That's why I speak out. That's why I, interview guests from all over, because it's not just affecting one nation. It's not just affecting one thing. It's affecting everyone, all of humanity. The world is quickly changing. We have the power to take a stand, and now is the time. Anyways, I want to get into some articles and some, video posts that explain what's going on. So let's get into it. Right here. Meet Tilly Norwood, the AI actress making Hollywood very nervous. And this is from Vice, but it was also posted in the Wall Street Journal. Tilly Norwood has perfect skin, symmetrical features, and 0 days off. She also doesn't exist. The digital actress is the first creation of Particle 6 Productions, a UK-based company blending filmmaking with artificial intelligence. Her creator, physicist turned producer Eileen van der Velden says Tilly was built to be the kind of star studios dream about. Versatile, tireless, and immune to bad press. We want Tilly to be the next Scarlett Johansson or Natalie Portman. Van der Velden told Broadcast International, people are realizing that their creativity doesn't need to be boxed in by a budget. Yeah, look at that right there. So replacing, you know, uh, actors and actresses with AI. And yeah, this AI push is real. This AI push to replace humans with AI is in full force. They are ramping this up at a rapid rate. So people need to wake up to this and, take a stand against it. And look at this right here. Okay, this is something completely different. Trump's son-in-law to help run Gaza with Tony Blair. Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff will help rebuild war-torn Strip by the moment of truth, but moment of truth rests with Hamas agreeing to disarm. This was just posted, and you look at it. So this guy, Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, who said, beachfront property in Gaza, you know, and they're gonna you know, uh, help rebuild Gaza so they can have beachfront property. Nah, I'm sorry. And not enough people are understanding what's going on over there. Not enough people are caring. Not enough people, are taking a stand, so to speak. So that's what it takes. People taking a stand. When people take a stand, then we are able to make a difference in this world, hands down. So, one thing that you have to realize is that we have the power to be the solution. We have the power to stand up against this. We have the power to, you know, fully comprehend what's going on and share with others what is going on. And hopefully more and more people will understand what's going on because that's what it takes. That is hands down what it takes. And another thing that's going on, let me share this right here, is the digital ID. When the digital ID is introduced, it won't be mandatory, but you just won't be able to participate in society if you don't have it. Authorities will claim everyone still has a choice, but they are going to make it nearly impossible to live without agreeing to the rules. It'll be similar to the COVID shot, except much more intertwined with day-to-day life. Make sure you have systems in place outside of the system so you can't resist without being starved out. And look at this right here in UK.
Of the Terrorism Act 2000. So I'm going to ask you again if you could put those signs down. Okay, by continuing to hold those signs, you are breaking the law. Okay, this could impact on criminal, if action is taken today, criminal convictions, travel implications or employment implications. So are you willing, is anyone willing to put those signs down now for me, please?
The sign is in a language they can't translate.
What language is it in?
No, I'm not going to tell you what it is.
I was hoping you would.
I am face to face with evil here, Kia. This is absolutely chilling. Yeah, they're out of control. Here, you're going to need to get a handle on this, mate.
Can you step away from us?
Or anyone else from CN?
Ma'am, you'll forever be remembered on the right side of history.
Can you step away from us, please?
Am I not allowed to speak to this individual?
Look, because we are turned our backs here and you are just right.
In what power?
US pound.
In what? What? Sorry?
She's under arrest.
Why?
She's under arrest for 4 offences. Malicious communication times 3 and for inciting racial hatred. I will explain to you everything. I just need to get a cut on you because like I said, I don't know what is in the house. So Section 1 of the Malicious Communication Act and Section 127 of the Misuse of Public Communications Network.
Free speech is going out the door. Free speech is something that we need to stand for, that we as humanity needs to, be vocal about. and stand for the right thing, stand for, all of humanity, stand for human rights, because that is what it takes. Stands for us being able to speak out like I'm doing right now, because that's what it takes. Is more and more people waking up, people realizing, you know, what to actually stand for that is productive, and people being there for each other, people being there, being a light in this world, so to speak. So with that video, that is showing that, you post something on social media over in the UK against the genocide, against what's going on, pro-Palestinian, whatever it may be, they come after you. And in that case, they arrested a doctor. It's getting out of control. So you can't stand against genocide? No, I'm sorry. I can and I will, stand against what is going on. And there's more things going on, especially in the UK. And let me get to it because I want to share this right here.
Out digital ID even when people don't want it? In the UK, over 2 million people said no, we don't want it. The government's response? We're gonna do it anyway. And now the line is no digital ID, no jobs. They said you will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. Just a reminder, pilot programs always start somewhere and then scale to the rest of the world. Today it's the UK, tomorrow it's where you live. They will market it as if it's for your convenience or your safety, like they are doing now by saying it's to tackle illegal immigration. But once your livelihood is tied to a QR code or a government app, your freedoms can be taken away with the flip of a switch. Now it's just for a job. Soon it will be banking, travel, grocery shopping. You will be completely under control. So the question isn't, will it happen here? The question is, how can I prepare for this?
She is right on point, and I'll get into digital ID in a later, podcast episode as I break it down with a guest. But, you know, most people don't even understand, that digital ID is quickly being rolled out. And instead of taking a stand against it, Trump this, Trump that, Trump that. And yes, Trump is the one who here is going to be rolling out all this. Yes. And it's important to stand against that. But to, get sucked into the nonsense, get sucked into the political game, he's just one person. Okay? I'm not a fan of any political nonsense. I'm a fan of humanity. I'm pro humanity. I'm pro not being ruled over by these people who have no interest in humanity whatsoever, who want humanity, gone, or want humanity completely controlled. No, I'm not for that. So, and there is another thing I want to share here that is going on in the UK right here.
Starting with your food. Just take a look at this sandwich. It uses 8.1% of your daily dietary carbon allowance. The UK has started labeling foods based on how much carbon they emit, and the goal is to limit how much carbon you can spend each day. They've been trying to implement this since 2008, and now it's finally here. And some restaurants, even cafes, have already started showing what percentage of your carbon allowance each meal uses, and conveniently tied to the exact time when they're rolling out digital IDs. Soon you'll have your digital ID inside your digital wallet, where you'll also store your carbon passport and track your personal carbon allowance. And don't forget your digital vaccine passport, which goes in there conveniently as well. If you want to travel or work, you'll need to make sure all of your records and boosters are up to date. So this might be the last time in history where you can travel, eat, and live freely without government permission. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, and make sure to share this with someone who needs to know.
He's right on point. Now they're, stamping out your carbon footprint. You can only eat X amount of food. And this, that's rolling out the digital ID, the carbon footprint, you name it. It's all leading to Agenda 2030, where people like Klaus Schwab, the former leader of the World Economic Forum. Now it's Larry Fink, who's, the leader of the, billionaire Larry Fink is now the leader of the World Economic Forum. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Not going to play that game. That's why millions of people are out in the streets in UK against the digital ID. And that's why, people are standing up worldwide. It's not just UK, it's worldwide against this. Now, are enough people standing up? In my opinion, no. But, you know, we need to be vocal. We need to be a light in this world. We need to say, hey, no to this digital ID. We need to say no when we see what's going on. When we see what they're trying to push on humanity, we need to say, hey, we're not playing that game. We stand for humanity and we're not playing that game. That's what it takes. That is hands down what it takes. We have a voice. We have, the numbers. We massively, massively outnumber these billionaires trying to rule over us. You know, it's funny how people always get into this, you know, political game, especially here in the US. And it's like, wait a minute, these people who are bought and sold by lobbyists, bought and sold by special interest groups, uh, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's completely, these people who are being run by billionaires giving them money to for their special interest, not for humanity's special interest. Yeah, sorry, not playing that game. You have the power to take stand yourself to, think for yourself and be a light in this world. So that's what it takes. So for Wisdom in Knowledge 5, I am Mark. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to share these podcast episodes out. And I look forward to having more episodes, great interviews, and continuing to stand for humanity because that's what it takes. We have a voice and we have the power to use it. Thanks so much. Much love.